Hello and welcome everyone. We are now live. I'm Tech Chariot and I am pleased to bring you another set from the King of Ireland tournament. Today we are going to be looking at Geo versus Zagaluke. These players are in the silver division. In terms of seeding, this is where we're at. Zagaluke is the #1 seed and it looks like Geo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 or 9 seed, doesn't matter. Anyway, point is, Geo is about 50 points behind Zagaluke, maybe a little bit less. So Zagaluke definitely the favorite here. We of course all remember Zagaluke from his match against Tipe. Tipe, I don't want to spoil too much, but Tipe had a very unique play style, and let's just say Zagaluke wasn't used to it. So Zagaluke is a German player, and Geo is heavily affiliated with the Juicy crew and is a Brazilian player. Juicy, of course, being a good friend of mine. In terms of Civ draft, we have Zagaluke picking the Spanish, the Indians, the Berbers, the Sicilians, the Magyars, the Koreans, the Aztecs, and the Mongols. And Geo selected the Japanese, the Persians, the Mayans, the Lithuanians, the Tatars, the Malians, the Khmer, and the Burgundians. Zagaluke sniped the Mayans and Geo sniped the Berbers. A smart snipe indeed. Berbers are known for being very good on Irish Arabia. So with the seeding and the Civ draft out of the way, let us begin the first game, which is Irish Arabia. So here in the south of the map we have Zagaluke playing as the Blue Mongols. And in the north corner of the map, we have Geo playing as the Green Lithuanians. So remember that Irish Arabia is different from traditional Arabia in that the wood lines tend to be more numerous but further away from the town center and thinner, so that archers are more powerful in terms of ranging across the wood lines. This is to compensate for the fact that the rest of the map is extremely open. Some of the Irish maps have non-standard amounts of wood on their trees. For example, Tara and Ireland Nomad has 350 wood per tree. However, on Irish Arabia, each tree has exactly 100 wood, which is the standard. There are straggler bushes with 100 wood as well, and they can actually be lamed. So, for example, if Zagaluke walked a villager forward, he could chop this bush and then build a palisade foundation or any other building on top of it, and then delete the foundation and the bush would be gone. So Lithuanians versus Mongols. Lithuanians are known for their cavalry. Their cavalry get additional attack with each relic they capture. Now, Irish Arabia is not necessarily known for relics. However, Lithuanians start with extra food. So perhaps Geo believes that with that extra food, he can perform an ultra-fast scout rush and actually get in on Zagaluke before Zagaluke is able to wall this up. This map tends to be easier to wall, which nerfs scouts at least early game. Scouts are significantly buffed by the openness of the map later in the game, though. Geo bringing in his first boar. Where is Geo's second boar? Oh, okay, it's right here.
Speaking.
So Geo has 3 on wood before bringing in the boar. This tells me that Geo is planning on making scouts. He has a random villager headed out this way, though. Okay, the villager is going to build a house and start on the wall off. Zagaluke has 3 on wood as well, so this tells me that both players are planning scouts. Both of these civs can do fast scouts for different reasons. The Mongols can do faster scouts because they take meat from hunted animals, animals that die against their will. If an animal dies against its will, a Mongolian worker extracts meat from it faster. Contrary to Britain's, where the animal dies according to its will. But Lithuanians start with more food. So that food could be used to click up faster. We see that reflected in the fact that Geo has 6 villagers queued and Zagaluke has 3 villagers queued. So that extra food really helps the Lithuanians minimize their town center idle time. Geo is bringing in his second boar now. He has 4 villagers on berries and he is pushing deer. Does Geo know where Zagaluke is? No. He does not know where Zagaluke is. Does Zagaluke know where Geo is? No, Zagaluke does not know where Geo is. So both players greedily pushing their deer in. That is A-okay with me. If this were Tech Chariot, I would have already pushed them in by now. Okay, Geo getting his first deer in. I believe this map started... You can start with 3 or 4 deer. The deer tend to be closer to the town center because these trees are really exactly in the spot where the deer would generally be. So the deer can't spawn reliably, so I moved them in so players can push their deer in more easily. If the deer were all the way out here, then nobody would bother with them. So Zagaluke is at 19 pop. He is getting loom, and he will probably click up to the feudal age after that, although he is looking to be low on food, so he actually will have to queue up a villager. No, okay, he had feudal age in queue. So Zagaluke on his way to the feudal age, and Geo also on his way to the feudal age. So both players doing fast scouts, but Geo has loom and Zagaluke does not. How is Geo 1 villager ahead of Zagaluke? The click-up times are going to be very similar. Both have loom, but Geo a few seconds ahead of Zagaluke. He has 1 more villager for whatever reason, and I can't see it in the town center idle time. So that is strange to me. Both have 1 military, but Geo just has an extra villager somehow, despite only having 4 fewer seconds of town center idle time. So Zagaluke is here. He is going to scout this barracks. Zagaluke knows that a barracks is going up, which should not surprise him. It really should not tell him very much at all, actually, honestly. Geo has 2 lumber camps up for optimal efficiency, and Geo is also scouting Zagaluke, so both players looking for a spot to go scouts on, and both players reaching the feudal age very quickly. So this is actually, I'm really excited for this, and I'll tell you why. Everybody says early scouts suck on this map. I'd like more variety. Nobody's going to go scouts. Well, I've got news for you. Both these players want scouts. They both want that mobility, that map control, and neither one is well walled. Now, granted, it's tough to wall if you're going scouts because you need every little last stick of wood that you can get. But this will be really fun. These 2 players mutually doing scouts. Zagaluke's got a scout queued. Geo has some scouts queued. So the micro is going to be intense. Zagaluke walling to the edge of the map, which I really like. Geo here camping this opening. Does not want Zagaluke to wall it up. Okay, Zagaluke is proactively he's made a spearman to protect this woodline here. And it doesn't look like Zagaluke has built a second woodline, whereas Geo has. So Geo's going to have 2 woodlines to defend. And he is sending a spearman to the back woodline and another spearman over here to his other woodline. Actually, it's going to chase the scout down. So, I obviously favor Lithuanians in this matchup. Lithuanians have much better options, in my opinion. They have much better monks. They have much better infantry. If the Lithuanians ever got to a point where they were doing an infantry plus siege push, the Mongols would be in big trouble. It's true that Mongols get Mangudai, but Mangudai are still very fragile units, and although they're very good at microing down siege onagers, or onagers, when you've got 6 of them, it can be very tricky. So Zagaluke has not finished his wall off here. Geo is in with some scouts. This could be pretty awkward. Taking a free whack from both the scout and the spearman. This is a disaster. Geo, get out of here. Decides not to fight that spearman. Agreed, he cannot afford to. Geo taking a lot of free damage there, unfortunately. And Zagaluke is chasing Geo, or Geo is chasing Zagaluke around his base too. But it seems like Zagaluke is happy just to fight Geo off with his own scouts in his own base. Doesn't really feel the need to hit Geo too hard. Geo has had some town center idle time though. He takes out that scout, loses another scout, and this spearman could kill both of these scouts if it wanted to. Geo's got another scout coming in though. And he's got another scout waiting by the stable. Okay, what's it going to be, Geo? Why hasn't Zagaluke finished this wall, though? That's what I want to understand. I mean, he's already paid for it. He's got the tiles down to build it. Just finish it. I guess he's finishing over here. Maybe he wants Geo to come through here so he can keep an eye on him. That's why he's got the spearman waiting here. He doesn't want to like finish it and then have Geo come over here and find this and then have to come all the way over here to defend that. Maybe that's the reason. So Geo is housed at 40 pop, so his town center idle time is going to go up. He's got just about a minute here and finishes his house. So he's able to resume construction of the villager. Zagaluke, similar story. Zagaluke has 31 villagers to Geo's 30, but fewer economy, or fewer military, I should say. Geo sniping that farm, what a jerk. I'm just kidding, I did that earlier in the game today. Zagaluke, garrison your TC. Oh, Geo doing the whole split thing. I wish I could do that. So, what do Mongols want to do to Lithuanians? Well, Mongols actually could consider some clownery, I think. If they can go heavy enough scouts with their food and fast enough, they can force Lithuanians back into their little corner of the map, and then maybe drop a castle on them and go Mangadai. Zagaluke don't care, he's just diving this. Geo, pay attention. There you go. He garrisons the town center and the arrows take out Zagaluke's scout. So neither player able to kill any villagers from the other, although there's been roughly an even military KD. Oh, wait. Zagaluke sees it. Okay. What? Don't tell me they're going to get away. Okay, no. So, he almost got that villager. She's at low health. Here she is. Oops. She's waiting right here. She's farming, actually. And Geo is going to keep on going around with this scout being a pest. Both players thinking about the castle age now. These are both around 1300s. In the 1300s, so they're both going to have pretty comparable uptimes. Especially since both these players love their scouts. Especially Zagaluke. We literally saw him go scouts every game last time against Tipe. Not to spoil anything. He's looking for the lady. Here she is. Is Zagaluke paying attention? He is. Garrisons her. Geo says, well, I'll just have to find... Shucks, I'll just have to find another one. So look at this. Both players are literally going to reach Castle Age at the same time. Same time, same number of bills. Geo just made out a little bit better on military, or maybe made more military. Who knows? Could be that he just made more military. Zagaluke is getting scale barding armor. He really wants to finish that lady off, but the scout goes down to arrow fire. So we got Zagaluke putting down a second stable and building a palisade gate. And what is Geo going to do? Geo is going to... He hasn't walled. Not really. He's been building buildings around the perimeter. Okay, second stable for Geo as well. Did both these players have like a gentleman's agreement before the game started that they were just going to do the same strategy? So we got bloodlines coming in for Zagaluke, bloodlines coming in for Geo. And these players are so consistent, it's kind of funny to watch. Does Geo... Okay, Geo got the first armor, so they're mirroring each other pretty well. Okay, but this is different. Zagaluke is coming onto stone. Is Geo going over to stone? No. Geo is much more heavily invested in gold, so Geo is probably going to go knights as the Lithuanians. Makes sense. Zagaluke is either going to go like maybe a couple knights, maybe a couple camels. Okay, it looks like he's making some knights. Geo's getting that second armor immediately. And Zagaluke maybe just making knights to have some kind of military presence or distraction while he either booms or makes a castle. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We've got some forward spearmen. Geo electing to build a second town center here on the gold. And these forward spearmen are going to tell Zagaluke that Geo has knights. So Geo already building a second town center, getting the second armor. And I think he may just boom up and go many knights. And Zagaluke is going to build a second town center as well, except it's going to be on this wood here. A little bit more conservative of location. Remember that Zagaluke was the #1 seed, so maybe he knows something about, has some kind of wisdom about where to build these town centers that Geo doesn't have. So Zagaluke he's gotten some camels, he's gotten some knights. He knows he's going to be up against Lithuanian knights. And where's the monastery from Geo? Interesting kind of little wolf rush here. Geo's got to fight that off. He's going to win, of course, because the villager has loom. And Zagaluke actually getting husbandry first. Now, I have not seen Geo get husbandry. Let's check Geo's knights. They have 1.35 speed, and Zagaluke has 1.45. Oh, that's the camel. 1.35 for the knight, going up to 1.49 for the knight. So they are now faster, all of them. The camel's 1.6. So Zagaluke is going to be able to pick and choose what fights he wants to take. Geo is not walled over here. Zagaluke's just going to come right in and harass this villager. Force Geo to react to it. Geo curves around to come this way. And the first villagers of the game are going to go down. Zagaluke loses 2 villagers to this. He's not even reacting. Apparently there's some Wooloo action going on. Alright, yep, we got a monk converting a camel, which is an interesting choice. Probably the right choice, because Geo can't make his own camels. Zagaluke can. And Zagaluke trying to pick a fight here with Geo. We got a lot of camels, we got a lot of knights here. Remember that both of them now have +2. No, Geo only has +2, Zagaluke only has +1. So this is not going to go well for Zagaluke at all. And Geo does manage to clean that up. Zagaluke says, alright, well, I'm out of here. We got a market coming up in the back for Zagaluke. The boom is pretty consistent between these two players. The idle time is pretty consistent between these two players. These two players are just very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if they were actually twin brothers. Although Zagaluke is from Germany and Geo is from Brazil, so that seems unlikely. So, Geo, we know, built a monastery because he had a monk out. How is Geo doing collecting relics? Well, his monk is still standing here, so not very well. But he'll get around to it when he has the chance. Zagaluke's selling some food for gold. He rebalances eco, and he's now getting the armor. There's no need to take this. He doesn't have the armor yet, and this house isn't going to go down, so yeah, get out of there. So Geo has 1 more villager than Zagaluke does. Zagaluke's camel numbers are growing, and he is getting the chain barding armor upgrade. So he will be able to take this pretty soon. So Geo not getting in here, he's going to come around and maybe hit these palisades instead. Not this one, he decides to get one that's further away from the villagers. But Zagaluke sees it coming. He's going to wall here and here, and he's already starting on a house foundation here. So Zagaluke with a monk going to try to get a conversion in on Geo. The camels have engaged, and they should be much, much better now. Unfortunately for Zagaluke, he was not able to convert his camel back, and Geo is fleeing. So Zagaluke feels pretty good about that engagement, and a forward town center foundation has been placed. This town center foundation will help him secure this gold and give him another source of wood here forward. He's also expanding his farming eco. Although Geo has a similar number of villagers and is also building a 3rd town center now. So Zagaluke getting heavy plow to make his farms more efficient. Four on stone for Zagaluke. So he could afford another town center now if he wanted. Geo finishing his town center. See, how is Geo coming on the relics? He is not. He has 2 monks, and they are standing here. They were healing his units before, though. But he could definitely use some more healing. Zagaluke getting the stone mining upgrade. So, definitely thinking about Mangadai. And castles. Mangadais have insane damage output, but they're very squishy. So, if you can keep them safe, they're fantastic units. So Zagaluke floating some gold, about the same amount as Geo actually. Very similar economy numbers, 20 on wood for each, 27 to 31 on food, and 16 or 14 on gold, and 6 versus 9 on stone. So it's like I'm watching two twin brothers play Age of Empires. So we're getting wheelbarrow here for Zagaluke. I say it's about time. He's only got 31 farms. Geo had already gotten wheelbarrow, so in that sense Geo was a little bit ahead. Zagaluke getting the range upgrade now from Feudal Age. And here comes the castle. So Geo getting Fervor to help his monks move faster. Fervor will help these monks retrieve the relics quicker. Here he comes. And I think Zagaluke could be preventing this too. Zagaluke could stop this totally. He does have a knight on patrol over here. Maybe he'll see this monk and attack it. Nope, just passing. Nope. Alright, he spots it. Heads back. Caught that out of the corner of his eye. And he's got to be thinking, well, there are probably more of them. So he's going to head out with his camels. But Geo has a big army here. Geo has 39 knights. Zagaluke has 17 camels. So Zagaluke wanting to tech into Mangadai, but it may not be time. Geo sees his castle and turns back, though. So Zagaluke, I think, sniped the monk or picked him off. I don't see him anymore. Geo is now getting husbandry. So he will be able to keep up a little bit more with these camels. It's kind of funny to me that camels are actually faster than knights in Age of Empires. Doesn't really make much sense, considering that knights are countered by camels, and that camels are camels and not horses. But for balance perspectives, I understand that it can make sense. I'm not going to complain too much because I make camels all the time that have to chase knights down. So Zagaluke is going to be the first to 100 villagers, 27 military. Geo's got a military advantage. I don't think Geo understands that he is a really big military advantage, and he should totally be using that right now. Zagaluke is overchopped right now. Could you imagine if Geo like ran back here with his 30 knights on this gold? It would be a disaster for Zagaluke. Zagaluke is making the Mangadai, and he is going to start being annoying. Mangadai only have 6 attack in Castle Age, though they are nothing special. And Geo garrisons the town center and starts taking shots at these Mangadai, but without range upgrades, 5+0, yeah, these Mangadai don't care. So now Geo is going to have to respond to this. However, Geo has something that Zagaluke doesn't have, and that is that Geo is on his way up to the Imperial Age. So Geo, 98 villagers on his way to the Imperial Age. Zagaluke, 106 on his way to the Imperial Age. Zagaluke's boom was a little bit stronger, as we can see. I almost think Zagaluke could be on his way to the Imperial Age as well. He just bought a bunch of food, actually, it looks like. Or he shifted his unit queue around. Alright, does clean up these Mangadai. No, I don't know what is going on with his resources here. It just must be how he's spending them. His villager queue, most likely. So Zagaluke has been teching into multiple things, so that's the only reason why Geo is ahead. Alright, so Zagaluke came over here and converted a farmer. I'm not sure if that was worth the monk. But he now has an extra farmer. Or he had an extra farmer before he got shanked down by the other villagers for betraying them. And Zagaluke over here on berries. How much vision does Zagaluke have over the map? It's pretty good. He built a house over here. He's got a monk over here. He's spreading out across the map. This is smart. And he's building another town center out here. Zagaluke, click up to imp your opponent. It's 39 minutes into the game. Your opponent's going to be imp. I think Zagaluke thinks he's got this in the bag. He's even going to drop a castle on Geo, but Geo is imp, and this castle would be a very bad idea. So it's going to be Mangudai and camels. But Geo has some relics. Geo has 3 relics. And the camels are outnumbered heavily. And this castle is not a good idea. Zagaluke needs to get out of here, and he needs to get in himself. Geo is getting Cavalier now. He's about to click the armor, I'm sure. Just maybe sell a little bit of food and then click the armor. And these are going to be Cavalier swarming Zagaluke's base. Zagaluke kind of misplaying this a little bit, delaying Imperial Age so that he could tech early into Mangudai. Maybe it's easier said than done, though. Maybe Mangudai are just a really hard unit to tech into. So I do respect that, but, I mean, still. Geo is going to build the forward castle now. Zagaluke still has not deactivated his foundation. And Geo not really taking advantage of the raiding opportunities here. He could literally run right by all of this, rush in through the overchop, run back here, and slaughter 30 villagers right now if he wanted to. Zagaluke cannot stop him. Alright, let's see what Geo does. Maybe he's just going to take this fight here to make sure this castle goes up. These are only camels, they are not heavy camels. So they're going to struggle against Lithuanian Cavalier with Imperial Age upgrades. And Geo cleans that up. Zagaluke making lots of camels, and I think that's slowing down his Imperial Age. He is on his way up now. But he has lost many, many camels. Look at this. 88 units lost for, or 91 units lost for Zagaluke. Geo's Cavalier are trading very efficiently versus this Castle Age army. And Zagaluke coming back to keep this castle protected. Geo is probably going to click Paladin here pretty soon. He seems to be saving up the gold for it. Paladin is like 1,300 food and 750 gold. So Geo, sell some food and get Paladin. Let's check out the market prices. Yeah, the market prices are decent. I would totally bottom out this market before my opponent bottoms out the market to get gold. So these Mangudai are on a raiding party looking for some damage. They're not the strongest Mangudai in the world, but they're there. And Geo is going to start sieging Zagaluke. Zagaluke on his way. Snipe this trebuchet with his units. He definitely could. Geo's not paying attention, which he wasn't. And Geo, get Paladin. Get Paladin, Geo. I want to see Paladin. You can do it, Geo. Be the first person to make Paladins this tournament. So Zagaluke is now Imperial Age. Zagaluke can and should queue trebuchets out of this castle. He is getting heavy camel now, despite the fact that he doesn't get access to armor. This is awkward. Missing that final armor is such a big deal, and it hurts really bad if you're Mongols. This is why Mongols are not a very good civ, in my opinion. Because what do they do if their opponent has heavy cavalry? Their camels suck, and they can't make halbs. So their options are really limited. They rely very heavily on the damage output of Mangudai, but I don't see where Zagaluke's Mangudai are. I don't even know if they did anything. I think they got cleaned up by these Cavaliers here, but maybe not. So Geo raiding off to the side, killing a bunch of villagers of Zagaluke's. But Zagaluke might be, honestly, a little bit overboomed anyway. Geo is spread out across the map. He is taking stone, and Zagaluke dropping a cheeky castle on this gold so that he can take it for himself. Not going to let Zagaluke have that. So Zagaluke does have another castle out here, but Geo's trebuchets are rolling forward just to siege this town center. And I really think Geo is giving Zagaluke way too much leniency. Geo needs to take these camels, or these calves, and just dive this. Just dive this back here. Gut the eco. He could dive town centers. He's getting Paladin. Geo is getting Paladin, you guys. So we do have heavy camels here. They are going to do a lot more bonus damage to Cavalier. But these are Lithuanian Cavalier. Let's see how many relics does Geo have. He only has 3 relics, but still, that's pretty good. And these are 12 plus 5, 17 attack. Soon to be, I think, 14 plus 5. So that should be 19 attack. And he is getting Winged Hussar as well. That is definitely the unit. Winged Hussar of course costing no gold. And Geo could throw down some more farm eco and raid Zagaluke to death. Paladins are just going to take this fight against the heavy camels. The heavy camels do a lot of bonus damage to the paladins. However, the paladins just have raw stats that are way better than these heavy camels. They've actually got the final armor, and they've got 14 plus 5, so 19 attack. And Geo cleaning that up. Now, booming was not the play here from Zagaluke. Zagaluke needed to prevent Geo from ever getting here. Zagaluke calls the GG. Geo outplaying Zagaluke, booming up, not letting Zagaluke damage him, and then just going into Paladin. Heavy cavalry are just the bane of Mongols. They just can't deal with it. They cannot deal with Paladins. Paladins have so much pierce armor, they have so much attack, and Mongols just don't have many cavalry options, anti-cavalry options. So it looks like Geo had raided this area too, but Zagaluke's castle did go up. So GG, well played. The first victory goes to Geo. It was an exciting set, and it looked like a mirror matchup for the first part of it. So now we are pleased to move on to Zagaluke's home map, and I am looking forward to seeing what these guys come up with. It is Terra. Let us go take a look. So we'll have Zagaluke playing as the blue Magyars and Geo playing as the green something not Magyars. The green Burgundians. Here we go. So Zagaluke is on the left-hand side of the map and Geo is on the right. Geo with extremely forward gold. Oh man, this hurts. Oh, this is going to be punished so hard. This gold is terrible. Where is Zagaluke's gold? It's a little bit more reasonable, a little bit further back from this unbuildable terrain here. But I don't even think Geo can wall this edge off. Geo is building a stable immediately. So Terra is an Empire Wars start. Both the players have got a decent line of sight to each other. They could literally walk right across this stone. The priests are working on somebody's scout here. Geo manages to not be converted. Zagaluke's scout is being converted by these priests. These priests have all the techs, so they are quite dangerous, and they are guarding these relics. The relics are very powerful. Think of it as Wolf Hill that fights back. So these priests will convert monks, they'll convert siege weapons, and they'll convert a lot of things, and this Friar Tuck in the middle has 24 range. He is a very far-seeing guy. So let's see how these guys play this. I wonder if Geo is going to go FC into Castle Drop. The last time that we saw the Burgundians on this map, they Castle Dropped the relics in the middle, took them all for themselves, and got food and gold income from those relics. I don't know if Geo is going to do that, though. I haven't really seen much from Geo, actually. He's housed right now, so is Zagaluke. Easy to get housed on this map, for sure. So the first few scouts come in for Zagaluke, looking for some villager kills, and they are going to get one. She goes down, Spearman chases them away, and just like that, the scouts are running away. Oh, no. Zagaluke forgets about them. Oh, man, that's too bad for Zagaluke. We want Zagaluke to win this so we can see a third game. So, let's see. What have the players got? Geo has 4 scouts on the field and is making 1 more, and Zagaluke is making 2 more scouts and has 1 on the field. So Geo looking for damage on Zagaluke as well. Doing a little bit of a scout rush. Neither player has really made an attempt to wall their base. So let's talk about what I thought the meta would be for this map. I thought players would castle drop this stone and work toward the priests in the center, maybe castle creeping them, picking up relics as they could, and eventually getting a really nice gold income from that. There is a drain of gold on this map equivalent to 3 relics. You can see that in Zagaluke's gold count goes down just before the villager drops anything off. So he drops it off and he gets more stuff. Oh, Spearmen are going down, and Geo is in on Zagaluke's eco now. Zagaluke has more Spearmen. He's got an idle villager here. So As long as you do not control a queen, this relic, this drain will always be a thing on this map. Zagaluke is harassing Geo, but Geo seems to have enough spearmen out to take care of this. Zagaluke has gotten 1 kill so far. Is he going to get another here? This lady is fleeing. And yes, he gets 2. So you can offset the drain by having 3 villagers on gold, but that's not really a good solution because it consumes gold. So the best solution is to simply capture 3 relics. Okay, Geo here with lots of scouts harassing Zagaluke. This is enough scouts to kill this spearman. Zagaluke is going to have to be careful. He is pulled off of this gold. Cannot defend it. Hasn't made enough spearmen, in my opinion. Geo has 4 spearmen, and Zagaluke has 2 with 1 in production. So Zagaluke does not want to continue to fight this, though, because he is outnumbered. He's trying to get a second stable down, and the spearman is going in the wrong direction. There's not much he can do from in here. How many stables do we have from Geo? Geo only has the 1 stable, and he's continuing to stream his scouts across. He's getting upgrades. The players are tied in terms of villagers. Zagaluke having gotten 2 pickoffs and Geo having gotten 1 pickoff. But Geo has a little bit less town center idle time than Zagaluke. Zagaluke has a little bit more, so therefore they are tied for villagers. But Geo has twice the military. Oh! Geo sniping that farm there. Zagaluke hot on his tail, though. These scouts are weaker. One of them's weak.
Again.
Alright, so both players are trying to scout rush each other. Geo putting down a market now. Geo looks like he wants to just buy imp and then click up. He only needs to buy a little bit of food. So if Geo can get castle age, or not buy imp, but buy castle age. If Geo can get castle age, he can start putting out knights, and that'll be a big advantage for him. Doesn't want to take these scouts on while this spearman is close by. And Geo clicks up. Zagaluke getting double bit axe only just now. That kind of hurts. Both players are at 50 villagers. Zagaluke is going to take a villager lead as Geo is advancing. And hopefully for Zagaluke, he will not be too far behind Geo. He is on 2 stables, though. Geo is only on 1. So if Zagaluke has to kill Geo before Geo starts getting knights out. Otherwise, Geo will be in trouble. But I think Geo has done a good job keeping Zagaluke busy. Zagaluke going to target Geo's gold here. We have a spearman out, and I think some scouts are going to go down. He's got bloodlines, so Zagaluke, the Magyars get those attack upgrades for free. And we have 6 villagers going down for Geo, so this attack absolutely devastating. Probably going to get another villager here.
Bonjour.
There we go. So was that worth it? Zagaluke is still making scouts. That went so well, he wants to go do it again. He's got 7-1 eco KD, but Geo is going to be at castle age here in just about 30 seconds. So Zagaluke is going to need to brace for Cavalier. Castle Age Cavalier could be very bad news for Zagaluke. Definitely has the scouts numbers and an advantage. And Geo's got the food, he's got the gold to get the armor and the Cavalier upgrade immediately. And what is Zagaluke going to do? Is Zagaluke going to dive the gold again? Is he going to try and deny the stable? I don't think so. He's going to run right past. And he's going to fight these scouts while he can. And then he's going to dive the gold again. So Geo does have a spearman here. Knights are coming out. The armor is coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if Geo sold some food and got Cavalier. But I guess we'll see. Geo is off of gold for now. And his gold is draining. This is just an interesting mechanic of the game. Zagaluke has 10 scouts on the field and 5 more in queue. So I don't think Zagaluke, I don't know if he intends to go to the Castle Age. He's building a market now to correct his eco imbalance. He's probably going to buy a bunch of food, maybe even sell some stone. Maybe cancel some scouts and click up. But he needs to keep his foot on the gas, otherwise Geo is going to figure out how to come over here and raid him with knights. And knights are a counter to all feudal age units, really. I mean, it's true, you got enough spearmen, you can stop knights, but if you make that many spearmen, you're never going to make it to Castle Age. You just won't be able to afford it. So Geo cleaning up those scouts. We got more scouts whacking at something over here. Oh! Scouts got in somehow. Don't ask me how. And more villagers are going down for Geo. This is Burgundian. Only the Burgundians, man, could take this kind of damage and not resign instantly. He has killed... Zagaluke has killed 11 villagers with scouts. Zagaluke loves scouts, and he's very good at them. He is on his way to the Castle Age now. Does not want to fight these spearmen, though. Oh, come on, just doink this lady. More scouts are flooding in, and he needs to get out of here. This is a veritable bee's nest. But a lot of these villagers are weak. Zagaluke, come dive this. He's got more scouts here, trying to keep Geo off of gold, trying to raid Geo to death. He is fighting this spearman here, and some scouts, more scouts are going down. The eco KD is 14-1, but Zagaluke has actually lost more units than he's killed overall. The big difference is that he's killed 15 of Geo's economy. 15 villagers is no joke. And okay, yep, there's a hole here, that's how. And Geo is going to get another villager, or Zagaluke is going to get another villager. This is not looking good for Geo at all. He has not really been able to hit Zagaluke at all with the knights. Now, having said that, knights are coming across. Zagaluke wasting no time getting this armor. Is he making more villagers? He is, so that's good for him. And Geo investing in pikemen. Not a moment too soon. Zagaluke going to build another town center on this gold. Geo looking for a way in. Zagaluke quick walling it. But this palisade is going to go down and these knights are in. These knights are in and Zagaluke needs to do something about this. Otherwise, Geo is going to do the same thing to him. He has spearmen ready. He's got some knights of his own. Geo has to respond. Zagaluke needs to re-wall this as well. And now Geo catching up with the butchering. Got 8 villagers down for Zagaluke so far. 16 went down for Geo. You know, watching these battles play out on these maps, it gives me the impression that Irish history was quite bloody. Maybe that's not a good impression, but part of me says it's quite accurate. I mean, you consider how many people live in the entire country of Ireland today. It's less than the population of many large US cities. I mean, think about that. Think about that. The entire country of Ireland has a smaller population than some of America's biggest cities. Now, I get the keyword is biggest here. Geo is back with some light cav. Zagaluke has to turn right around and deal with this before these light cav can come in. Now, knights are way better than light cav, but he is heavily outnumbered. Yeah, these light cav are not going to fight this. Where did they all go? Where did all these Irish go? Shouldn't there be more of them today? Seems like there are not that many. So I guess that just goes to tell you that they've had a really rough history. Okay, Zagaluke is on 2 town centers, continuing to build up. And I think Geo is on, yeah, Geo's on 3 town centers, trying to boom up as Burgundians. The raids have pretty much equaled out. I don't think that Zagaluke has gotten many more villager kills. Zagaluke is perfectly content just to run into Geo's eco and kill villagers where he can. Doesn't care if his knights go down. It's all about leveling the economy. He's going to dive the gold. Geo has to abandon this gold. Now he's getting Cavalier now, but he's not really making any more knights. So Geo taking off of gold again. And Zagaluke now looking for some more damage with these knights. But he hasn't killed anything so far. Geo's been doing a pretty good job of garrisoning his town centers. What Zagaluke needs is a castle drop right here. He could literally build a castle right here and... well, not literally, actually. First of all, he'd need the stone. Second of all, he'd need the military to guard it to make sure it could go up. He'd need to send villagers across the map. But if Zagaluke could somehow get a castle up on this stone, it would be a disaster for Geo. Geo does have other gold back here, but boy, would that hurt. He'd run out of gold so quickly. And Zagaluke sending a lot of knights to their deaths to pick off more villagers. Only time will tell if it's worth it. So we see Bosa and we see Fletching coming in for Zagaluke. So, padded archer armor. This is telling me a cav archer switch is imminent. And we indeed see ranges coming down for Zagaluke. So I've seen a lot of Magyar play on this map, and it's only a matter of time before the Magyars switch into cav archers. Zagaluke has a nice little pen here for his knights, to keep his knights safe. So Zagaluke should get Bodkin as well. Neither player has really made a move on this stone, which is really surprising me. You would think that somebody would try to build a town center in here, or maybe a castle, to secure this stone. At the very least, even if they don't want stone, they could sell it. Hey, Caesar, how's it going? They could sell it and get more gold that way. But they could also use it to build castles, to pin their opponent in, and to castle creep the monks and get at these relics, which is the ultimate goal of life. So Zagaluke is making cavalry archers now. The cavalry archers are intended to counter the pikemen. Cavalry archers are not really good against everything else that Geo is making. Zagaluke is going to need pikemen of his own to deal with these cavalier, though, I feel. I don't think Zagaluke can make enough knights to deal with these cavalier. I just don't see it happening. Sure, they're lacking bloodlines, but they're still cavalier. So they got 12 plus 1 attack and 20 additional hit points over traditional knights. Okay, this town center going up for Zagaluke, getting raided, but it will go up. Some additional villager kills scored for Geo. This has been a really competitive match so far. This game and the last game was very competitive, and this game is turning out to be very competitive as well. I'm very pleased to see that these players are playing in their right caliber, you know? Like they're up against someone that's close by. Sometimes you see these tournaments and like people who are 300 elo apart are seated against each other, and it's just some lazy Arabia tournament or something like that, where Arabia is so figured out and the slightest mistake or the slightest difference or deviation from the meta and you're dead. So somebody who's 300 elo below says, well, I gotta try something different, and then the guy above him just plays meta and crushes him. This is refreshing. I like this. Zagaluke coming with the cav archers. He's going to spot these. No, just going to run by. Could have spotted these villagers and sniped them, but he's interested in going and sniping villagers on the gold. Again, like he can't really deal with all this cavalry here with these CA, but he's not interested in fighting Geo's army. It's all about killing Geo's villagers, slowing Geo down. Here I was naively thinking the CA were an answer to pikemen. They're really just an answer to Geo's villagers. So Geo finally making a move on the stone in the center. What do we got? A conversion here. And one of Zagaluke's cav archers are getting converted, so the boys naturally kill him. He starts talking funny. Say, we don't like your heresy. I'm practicing piano and watching game. That's awesome, Zerg. Oh, what do we got? Oh, man. Zagaluke losing another cav archer to the holy men. And is Geo going to make a go at the monks? No, Geo is not. He's scared of them. Takes down a couple. Man, Geo losing 2 light cav to that. That's funny. So Geo up to 109 villagers. Zagaluke is quite similar at 96. Zagaluke has been walling off his eco so that he can't be raided. So in that sense, I really respect what Zagaluke has done here. He's played this smart. He's walled off. He's prevented himself from raiding. Now, he's not fully walled off here. The trees and the forests are open. But for the most part, he's pretty good. And it'll only happen once. It's pretty easy to quick wall. As long as he can find it and see it. But CA is not the answer to Cavalier, and it never will be. So I really think Zagaluke needs Halbs. He needs pointy boys. A failed Doubt Siege workshop from Zagaluke. He cannot siege this town center. Why? Because these cav archers cannot be wherever these cavalry want to be. Wherever these cavalry that Geo has want to be, Zagaluke's cav archers must go somewhere else. They simply can't deal with them. They're good at killing villagers. They're good at running around and being a nuisance, but they're not a real army. So what do we got here from Zagaluke? He's getting ballistics now. So this tells me that he is definitely interested in doubling down on the CA production. He has 9 more CA in queue and 34 on the field. Geo getting a castle down on the stone. This is going to make it very hard for Zagaluke to pressure this area. He needs to run up here and try to deny this. Snipe these villagers. He's going to see the castle going up. He can't fight the military, but he is breaking off some CA to stop this. But Geo has an army that Zagaluke hasn't really cared to do anything about. So Zagaluke is just going to crumble to these paladins, or these cavaliers. He doesn't want to run away because he doesn't want to let the castle go up, but these units cannot answer the cavalier. Just they are not the right answer. He needs Halbs. He's going to kill some villagers, sure. He's done an excellent job killing villagers. He's killed 33 of Geo's villagers and lost only 18. But it cost him 30 cav archers. It's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. So we'll see what Zagaluke does next. He's got more. He's filling up his queue with cav archers. And, okay, coming out here to the stone. So maybe Zagaluke is going to get the stone for a castle and drop a castle somewhere and then go in and tread this castle down. I still think Geo has way too many cavalry. Burgundian Vineyards coming in for Geo. This will allow his 54 farmers to slowly generate gold, which could be quite useful. Geo going to farm in the center here underneath the protection of his castle. He's got a lot of stone mines out and about, so not the perfect farms, but they'll just kind of build around them. Zagaluke doing some market abuse here, selling some wood for gold. I think Zagaluke wants to click up to Imp, but cannot afford it. Maybe Zagaluke went on the stone so that he could sell the stone and get Imp with the stone. Now Geo is on his way to Imp. Continuing to expand across the stone in the center. I don't see a monastery yet from Geo. I think Geo is far enough ahead where he could afford to come in here with some light cav and clean this up and get the relics. The relics really are a big deal. His opponent is stubbornly going cav archers no matter what. Wants to go cav archer hussar, probably, but that unit composition is not very good. Okay, Geo is moving out. He's going to come in here to... Oh, nope. Sees the cav archers coming and decides, I don't want this raiding me, so I'm going to chase this away. Zagaluke expanding across to this gold out here. He's found that. Zagaluke building outposts, wants to secure the fringes, corners of the map. And what do we got from Zagaluke here? Okay, another mining camp on the stone. He's only got 213 stone here, though. And Zagaluke is at negative gold at this point. So what is this? Is Zagaluke gonna take the center? Monks are working on his CA. Loses 2 CA. Looks like he lost 3 CA. And these Cav Archers are just raiding. So they're just here to kill Geo villagers. But Geo's pop capped with 143 villagers, so honestly, Geo could just go Flemish Revolution and finish this. Maybe make some trebs or make some onagers, just for good measure. Geo chasing it. Zagaluke doesn't want to dive in. Sees the castle is close to completion. But I think if Zagaluke were going to win, he would have done so by now. Zagaluke really, really needs pikemen, but he can't afford it. He's not anywhere close to Imp. And Zagaluke wants to build a... No, Geo wants to build a castle here. That makes a lot more sense. Zagaluke has begun the siege, and Geo is going to... Or Geo has begun the siege, and it's going to push back Zagaluke. Zagaluke's Cav Archers are going to micro and do fun things and micro down, you know, 8. These 40 units, these 30 units are going to micro down 8 of the enemy units. It just doesn't seem like a good investment of his time. So Geo dropping a castle. Got plenty of cavalry here to secure this area. Zagaluke coming around again with some heavy Cav Archers. And the monks are converting some of Geo's villagers. I'm not sure what these villagers were doing. Maybe they were coming here to build a monastery so that Geo could start collecting relics. And Geo is in on Zagaluke's economy. Zagaluke has 145 villagers though, so he is very much boomed up here. But probably flooding in through the hole in the wall. What is this? Okay, it is a paladin. Geo has gotten paladin. He is getting hussar now. Zagaluke throwing down a panic castle in the center, but it's not going to be enough. Geo building another castle here. So I don't even know how many villagers have gone down. We've got a lot of raiding going on for Zagaluke in Geo's base too. Killing villagers left and right. So Geo is actually at fewer villagers than Zagaluke is at this point. We've got a castle in each base shooting at the attacking units. We've got players just trading bases, iconically. The difference is that Geo controls the center. Geo controls all of this stone. Can continue to make castles. So he should totally just walk right in here and drop a castle right next to this mining camp. Okay, so Zagaluke's raid has been cleaned up. Geo is at 100 villagers. Zagaluke is at 115. The difference is Geo has 41 military to Zagaluke's 16. So where is Zagaluke going now? He doesn't have the stone to build a castle. Okay, he's going to take this gold over here. Does Geo even know about that gold? Geo must know about that gold. It's quite a mature game, so he probably knows. Yeah, he knows about that gold. So Geo at one point might actually come out here looking for gold himself and discover Zagaluke is there. And sure enough, Geo is going to do it. He's going to place a castle here. He is still Imperial Age, and Zagaluke is still Castle Age. Zagaluke does not want to give this up. So Zagaluke is going to see this castle, and he's going to sit right here with his Cav Archers and kill as many villagers as possible while building it. So for that reason, Geo has sent 21 villagers to build this. Okay, so here comes Zagaluke. He's seen it. He's going to try to deny it. You see the Cav Archers come forward, but Geo sent far too many villagers for Zagaluke to deny it. Castle goes up, and now the Trebs are moving forward, and they're going to siege Zagaluke's castle. Zagaluke leaves his cavalry archers here. I think that Zagaluke is pretty much done. It's looking very GG. Another castle coming down from Geo. Geo has a negative gold supply, but it doesn't matter. And Zagaluke calls the GG. So GG, well played. Zagaluke, if I had, and you know, Zagaluke is a better player than I am, and he probably would have wrecked me on all these maps. So don't take this criticism, if you go back and you're watching this replay of Zagaluke, don't take this criticism too personally, or, you know, don't get upset too much about it, because I don't mean it to hurt your feelings. But dude, do something other than scouts into Cav Archers. The first game, Zagaluke wanted to do scouts into Cav Archers, and it was just the wrong play against all of Geo's heavy cavalry. Now, he kind of has an excuse in that case, because Mongols don't even get Halberdier, and they're missing the final armor upgrade on their camels, so I understand that it's tough, and that is a very open map, and you don't want to make slow units like pikemen. But this second match, like, Zagaluke had all the time in the world. He spent so much gold on Cav Archers, and what did it get him? It got him 30 villager kills that, honestly, Geo wanted to lose because he was overboomed anyway. He should have spent his resources getting in, maybe coming out here, securing this stone, and just playing the map. I know that he wanted to do the scout rush and the Cav Archers, and he saw how open it was, and he wanted to raid his opponent, but he was teching into options that his opponent already had the counters to. So it didn't really make sense. So that's my feedback for Zagaluke. He's got a really fantastic scout build. He's really good with the micro for these units, but I just don't think that it worked for Geo's civ choices on these maps. Maybe it would have worked for other slower civs like the Teutons or something, but against somebody with the ability and capacity and readiness and having already developed all of this cavalry, just Cav Archers and spending all that gold on them and never getting Imp is just not the play, unfortunately. And I think maybe Zagaluke already knows that, actually, looking back at this. Like, oh yeah, I overinvested in the Cav Archers, probably. He probably already knows that, and I'm probably just repeating what everybody already knows. And I don't want to take anything away from Zagaluke, because these are hard maps, for sure. And I'm super grateful that he signed up for the tournament and gave it his all. Gave it his best and put up with Tipe. I know that nobody's the same after they play against Tipe. But Geo just outplaying him here with the heavy cavalry, knowing that Zagaluke was a cavalry archer civ and would want to go into those cavalry archers and light cavalry himself. So, well played to Geo. We're sad to see Zagaluke go, but we're excited for Geo in the next round. Geo is notorious for doing well on tech chariot maps. If I remember correctly, Geo won the streamers fight hosted by Vorchin, is a Russian tournament organizer, and that one was on Karga. So Geo, I think, won something like $75 or something like that. So Geo's used to these kind of really mean, unforgiving tech chariot maps, and it definitely showed today. So well played to Geo, and farewell, Zagaluke. Thank you so much, and hopefully you will consider participating in another tournament containing tech chariot maps in the future. So good luck to Geo. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.